Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our weekly conjunction series. And hopefully, you saw the trailer for my upcoming mini little short film called Interview of Rahu. And if you haven't, obviously, you're going to see it come up here in the next 30 seconds or so. Or maybe if you watch this in a year, then the whole episode might be out. But yeah, I'm doing something different, something innovative, something more, entertaining. Because I feel like because my audience are so young, I feel like the best way to teach them about some of these dry concepts in astrology is to make a movie on it. And it's to show them what each planet is. So, after Rahu, I want to do many other planets. But man, this is turning out to be quite an expensive production. So let's see how it's received. Although the trailer is getting rave reviews, so I'm glad. Thank you for that. So today we are going to be doing our Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn conjunction. And what happens when Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter are in your horoscope together, which is known as this conjunction. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this conjunction where all your planetary placements are, all the other astrological details, for that check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations here. So let's get started with that consultation. And also, if you notice, my hair are quite long. They're growing because the thing is I had to grow my hair because for the character that I'm playing in the movie, he's a bit of a artsy-fartsy, guy who is, just doesn't care for his appearance. So I needed to have that rugged look on the hair. But yeah, I'm halfway done with that movie. And half of it, I'm going to film it in the first week of March. So anyway, what happens when Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn are coming together? Well, first of all, what is Mercury? Mercury represents communication, speech. It's a significator of education, teaching, counseling, advising, stock market, business, marketing, sales. Mercury is the way you analytically look at something, where you judge something, where you have an opinion about something. And Mercury, if you know, is a planet that always behaves depending upon which planet it's sitting with. Like in astrology, they say if Mercury is sitting with a malefic planet or a malefic planet, it'll behave in a malefic manner, in a tamasic manner. If it's sitting with a benefic planet, it'll behave in a benefic manner, in a rajasic or sattvic manner. So here, Mercury is now conjunct Jupiter, the teacher, counselor, advisor, preacher, the astrologer, the philosophy, the significator of finance, children, family, celebration, religion, principles, law. Then you have Saturn, the servant, the worker, the working class, the one that shows us our boundaries, the one that implements the law, the one that represents authority, bosses. And if you notice, it's quite contradicting, right? How Saturn is a boss and a servant. But you got to understand, depending upon how Saturn is placed in your horoscope, will show you the type of relationship you'll have with your servants and with your bosses. Because originally Saturn rules the 10th house of authority, of government, with the sign of Capricorn. So obviously Saturn shows that figure of an authoritative figure in front of you, that old, strict person who demands principles and who demands a certain way of working. But Saturn is also the significator of the working class, the people who are working under this authority, the people who do all the rugged and dirty work. So we also see servants from this. So this is why I say, the more you respect your servants, the more you respect the people who work under you, the more your company and yourself will flourish. So when these three things come together, and knowing the principle here, the logical principle that Mercury is the tiniest planet. So when you have these two gas giants with this tiny little planet, they're going to be affecting Mercury more. Mercury's quality will not be seen in these planets, but Mercury itself will show its qualities through these planets. So what this shows, this is a person who really acts upon principles. This is the person who acts upon wanting to be in service for the higher good. They are very much organized about their plans, their education, and how they want to implement what they learn into society. So you will find this person who may not be as charming as you may think, who may not be as comedic as you think, who may not be as communicative as you think, but you will find that this is the person who knows how to get the work done. Whether by doing routine, repetitive, disciplined work, meaning being disciplined to just do the work, or using their ability to counsel, to advise, and to stick to higher principle to do their work. And Mercury and Jupiter kind of are similar things. They're teachers and counselors. One represents education, one represents the higher philosophical education, the higher spiritual education. So you will see this person who is able to combine the two worlds together. They take that philosophical knowledge, they take that analytical knowledge, and they use the principle of Saturn to implement that in their workspace. Like, these are the people who really stand by their principles, who really stands by what they believe in. And especially when it comes to their wealth, their earnings, their money, they're very conservative with it, because Saturn brings out the conservativeness within us. Saturn is the planet of not only being conservative, but God, I'm forgetting this term. It's highly evangelical in your views, if that makes sense to you. Meaning you have this one strict belief and nothing can come across it. Whether you see the truth or not in front of you, you will only believe what you have decided to believe in. So with this person, you will see them do very well in fields related to law, in fields related to government administration, like an IS officer, IPS officer. But at the same time, these people make great athletes, because Mercury, represents movement, hands. Jupiter represents intelligence. Saturn represents work ethics. This person, when it comes to putting their ethics into play, they are very good at it. That when it comes to using their ability to play a certain sport with their intelligence, with their work ethics and principles, they make great athletes. But of course, you can have this conjunction in a chart of a writer, in a chart of a killer, in a chart of a tow truck driver, in a chart of a judge, in a chart of a astrologer. It's all about how this person behaves in their profession. So it doesn't matter what they do for a living, that principle will be there. How the way this conjunction behaves, it'll make them learn that particular craft, learn that particular career in that manner. But here, because remember what I said in the beginning, Mercury behaves like the planets that it's with. So now it's with a benefic and a malefic. And here's Mercury. So what happens is Mercury takes the best of both worlds. And this is not really about malefic or benefic or good or bad. It's about the tamasic nature and the sattvic nature. Meaning that they're willing to follow their higher principle and be pure about their principle, but they're willing to sacrifice something for that principle. They're willing to let go of something. They're willing to just deny something. Like these are the people who may leave their family to follow their principle of that spiritual life. So that malefic and that benefic nature then comes into play. But as they say, the malefic and benefic nature is in the eye of the beholder, because somebody who kills somebody will justify why they killed that person. Or somebody who died, their life and their death will justify as to why it was wrong to kill them. So this is why it all depends upon the 7 billion people and how they look at a certain situation. Okay. So guys, this is my analysis of Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn conjunction. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And again, if you want to know where your Mercury is placed, or Jupiter, Saturn, all the other planetary placements, my books, reports, consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.